Hello everyone, welcome back to Yamamoto's Folly. It is December 21st, 1941, and our continuing struggle as the Empire of Japan against the Allies. Let's see what this turn has in store for us today. Going through the night phase here. There is some mine action. We'll have to see what that is. We hear the mine hit sound effect. We're invading at turn 8 here. Doing a little bombardment. And most of our troops get ashore okay. Actually, this is just the bombardment phase, so we just do a little damage to the troops there. Hopefully do a little disruption. And here comes the actual invasion task force, I believe. Oh, just more bombardment, I guess. And we're also invading Minato as well. Just want to clean up these bases. We'll take Sarong pretty soon as well. Then we can start moving on Borneo here. I always like to be really prepared before I take Samarinda and Balikpapan because they're big oil producing centers, and I want to make sure that I'm going to be in position to really protect them from the air before I invade, because otherwise they can come in, they can bomb the oil producing centers, which is bad for me. Oh, tanker there at Osthaven. Unfortunately, we miss it. That would have been a nice hit. So sad. So sad that we missed that. Amphibious at Madang. And we're on to the day phase. Find a Dutch sub here near Miri, but don't manage to put any depth charges in it. And again, we do find a... looks like to be maybe a Dutch tanker. SI-70 goes for the kill. 5 shell hits, 5 torpedo hits. It is most assuredly a goner. Nicely done. There we go. There's a torpedo hit I was looking for on the tanker here at Osthaven. Only 1 torpedo hit though, so it'll probably survive. SS Tambor tries to do the same thing at Rabaul, but ASW attack scares it away. Onto the AM air phase. That's what we have. So, a little bit of sweeping of Clark Field here. He does have lightnings in the hex, probably long range capping at high altitude. Here they come in, diving on my zeros. I lose a 0, but we do take out 4 of his planes, including a lightning. And more cap now. We do lose a 0 and trade it for a Warhawk. Sweeping from the space right here, Pisano Loke, I believe it's called. We do have an airbase here now that I've now built up to level 2, so we can start sweeping from a little shorter range and do some more capping. We'll also expand our naval search a little bit. In any case, we take out an H-8183 with no loss. We'll continue these sweeps. Tojo sweep Quang Shawan and take out a Moraine MS-410. Betty's going after these ships at Akyab. However, they are flying from Pisano Loke and not from Bangkok, so they do not have torpedoes, and they're much less effective that way. We're now sweeping Rangoon. 3 kills, no losses. That's what we like to see. I know it's not subtle what I do with the air game, early game. I really treat the Japanese fighters really as a sledgehammer rather than a scalpel. But in Focus Pacific, if you really don't put the pressure on early, on their airframes, on their pools, they will build up so fast to unmanageable levels. And I really think that's important to keep the pressure on, even if you're taking losses yourselves. So in this case, we lose 3 planes, but they lose 5. More sweeps. Lose a 0, trade it for a lightning. That's actually a good trade. His lightning pools are not nearly as deep as his Warhawk pools, so the chances of diminishing those pools are much, much higher. So Lilies and Sallies, these army bombers, a few destroyed by flak here. Just trying to shut down this airfield still. Don't do a lot of damage though. No effect on that LCU there. Sweeping Singapore with some Oscars. It looks like we lose an Oscar with no gain. And bombing the runway here at Kuantan. Again, we still see planes here, and I'd like to take them out. Yeah, it looks like some wildebeest and swordfish on the ground. But we don't actually destroy any of the planes, just damage them. Just keeping up the damage at Qingchaoan. And we hit the Pegu runway. Not sure if he has any planes there anymore. I may have to do some more recon. This Oscar sweep of Singapore goes a little bit better, and we take out a Buffalo. These Lilies go in really low on Kuantan, 2 destroyed by flak. I'm going to need to readjust my orders on that. These Maples have really been very effective whenever they bomb Qingchaoan. They lose a Moraine MS for 10, a BR-697, and one of these Bragu 514s, which is a small patrol craft. A little more runway damage here. Just want to shut down this field. And we might get there. Might have enough damage by the time the day is over. Doing a little bombing near Kaifeng. Our hapless Nates, again, don't manage to do much to these bombers. Chase them off that time, though. And that time as well, they don't get to bomb. We do take out a Blenheim, trying to bomb our troops in the jungle. And another one. And he tries to bomb Sema again with these Glen 167F, these French bombers, but we take out 2 with our 0 cap. And he's going after this ground force here to no effect. Okay, so there is a carrier here, 2 carriers. He's going for some sort of strike. I believe he's trying to place a strike on my shipping here. I have pretty decent cap above it, but I think that's what he's trying to do. We'll see if the strike goes in. Yeah, I saw those cruisers last turn. I was wondering, I knew he was planning something. I wasn't sure what it was. I do have good naval search there. It's a shame that we can't place any hits on those carriers. Good sweep of Singapore here. And lose an Oscar, but take out 4 of his planes. Onto the PM airphase. We'll see if those planes fly from those carriers. Meanwhile, we attack the port here at Cagayan. Wind up having a Kate destroyed by flak, but we do put a couple bombs in these AKLs that have been hanging out in this port. Just hitting wake a little bit. Betties get through again. Sadly, do not manage to do any damage to the carriers. Looks like we have the Nike, the Jura. I believe I saw the Hermes as well. So a couple of those British carriers probably carrying Swordfish. The Jura, which carries both CW-77 dive bombers, I believe, which is the export version of the SBC-4 Hellcat, that biplane Hellcat. Should also be carrying some export Buffaloes, I believe, as well. But we're not seeing them on cap, which is interesting. Or maybe we did. The Luzon is reported sunk here with this bombing raid on Cagayan. Damage a heavy bomber. So luckily for us, nothing flew from those carriers this turn, and it'll be easy for us to put enough cap in the area to protect any shipping we have. Attack a allied unit here near Haichao, and it retreats. Deliberate attack south of Kaivang. Interestingly enough, it does not go in our favor. Which is kind of sad. We managed to take the Hex no problem, but now they're putting up a little bit of resistance. We'll need to do some bombing or bombardment there. Deliberate attack Minato. Doesn't go our way, but we have more forces headed there. We take Tavoy south of Rangoon there. And what you may not have seen off screen is that we also took Atu up in the Aleutians. There we go. Adak, I'm sorry, not Atu. Atu's way out here. But just a little, another front of the war here we're opening up. So let's take a look at his ships here. So he's got this little carrier task force. I only saw the Jura for a French ship, and that's the only ship of those carriers that does carry cap. The rest are just all strike craft, all swordfish. I have enough bombers here. I think I'm going to be okay to protect all my shipping in the area. Sad that our Betties couldn't get a hit on them, but without torpedoes, Betties just really struggle, and they're so far from Bangkok. Actually, 15 hexes. We could have flown some Betties from Bangkok. Unfortunately, most of them are searching up here by Rangoon. Doesn't mean they will always fly in their search area, but they're more likely to fly against targets that they've spotted themselves. So that's something to deal with. Couple task forces down here. You see I've kind of vectored a bunch of submarines down here to take a look. We saw some tankers and put a torpedo in one, but there's also some combat ships down here. I'm not sure what they're doing. You'll see you have the Admiral Lutzow, the large cruiser, or pocket battleship, some people call it, of the Germans, and it's going to head into Darwin, see what it can find. They say there's a CVE there. We may go ahead and make that full speed just for the turn. See if we can get in there. Will that be enough hexes? 16. So maybe enough time to get in there and go after the Lutzow. Before we go, we also heard a mine hit in the early phase. Let's take a look to see what that mine hit was. We'll go to our combat reports. Okay, Allied ship at Darwin. Good. Okay, so I put some submines here at Darwin. Looks like one of his escorts ran into one of those mines in the AM phase, so that's good for me. Also honestly good for me that the strike craft didn't fly. Despite my cap, if only a few of those swordfish had gone through with their torpedoes, they could have done some serious damage. Let's count some hexes. It's 8. That's really on the edge of the swordfish's range. So if he comes closer, I'll be in trouble. But now that I know that the task forces there, I'll be able to put some better cap up as well. So interesting things happening there. Let's take a quick look at our air losses. Zeros once again take it on the chin, but once again they lose more planes than we do, 56 to 43. Not quite the ratio I'd like though. Aircraft. Let's look at ship sunk. Last turn. I'm not sure if I believe all these. Say the Sun Chaser went down, which is one of those tankers, Luzon, Guaymakur, Maru, and the Walker, which is that sub that hit the mine at Darwin. So that's where you are right now. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the Discord. Thanks a lot, guys. Take care.